Hey guys, what's up? How are you? Welcome back. It's me, Hebot, your boy, your video game aficionado, an action figure enthusiast, right? I want to talk about the subject real quick that came up that, again, I did a video not too long ago talking about how I see Xbox fans cheerleading more for a competing console than the actual console that they're on, right? And it's kind of in reference to what's going on. So a leaked document came out with Ted Sweeney, I think it is, from Epic. He had a conversation with Phil, which first and foremost, I think that's very inappropriate, disgusting, whoever leaked it out, because when people are speaking behind closed doors, obviously it's personal, it's private, and it's a shame because this is what starts the circle of negativity and trolling and hate that Xbox starts to gain, right? Because Phil will say one thing in public, on social or publicly, how he wants to make sure that he's doing one thing, and then it seems like behind closed doors he's saying another thing. But again, it's a very bland response. It sounds more of a politically correct type of response, and with different ideas, right? Which basically can mean a lot of different things, and could layer in and factor in a lot of different ways. I keep saying that Microsoft has to be careful because they're walking a fine line. Because as much success as they're having, they can very quickly lose it. And what I mean by losing is because perception in video games, in the video game community, is everything. And once they get that perception positive, that's when they gain momentum. But they quickly lose it the minute that something goes left or right, or the way that maybe people don't want to hear or fans don't want to hear. And I don't think Microsoft and Phil and their team has really grasped and understood quite how that can affect and reflect, right? Because it seems like it always constantly happens. They have all this positive news, and something stupid or something superficial or minute ruins everything else that they've worked so hard to build and get to this point very easily. And that's mainly because it's everybody mainly likes to hate on Xbox, likes to be negative about Xbox, likes to call out everything when it comes to Xbox. But when it comes to other companies, they don't do that, right? They'll turn the blind eye or act like nothing. Like when it just came out not too long ago that Sony basically was paying Epic money to make sure that they didn't do crossplay with other consoles with Fortnite, right? And nobody really is acting like it's a big deal. They're saying, oh, it's business, whatever, right? Meanwhile, it's a very anti-consumer thing. So my take on this is, and I know Phil doesn't probably watch my stuff, but Microsoft, Phil, Xbox, Aaron, all you guys are great people. You guys do a fantastic job at Microsoft and Xbox. But you guys got to remember that the Xbox brand and division has only grown because of the Xbox fans supporting it, right? And your ecosystem. Even people on PC that follow Microsoft and Xbox through Windows also support your ecosystem. They built it by supporting it, buying stuff. Me, myself, I'm a person that has over 1,000 games digitally. I have about 30 controllers. I have 4 Xbox Series X in my home. My daughters want me to get them a Series S now. I got over or almost 1,000 games physically for the Xbox One and Xbox Series X that you can play, right? Not including 360, not including Xbox OG. So I'm a very big supporter and proponent of Xbox, right? The brand. The Xbox fans built the Xbox brand. And we have to be clear. I understand you guys want to make money, but I think it's different. If you guys weren't making money, why I would understand the kind of choices and decisions you would be doing, and why would you want to put something like Game Pass on PlayStation, or in this case, I think it's more the Nintendo Switch, because it's a portable, because it has another install base of supposedly 50 million people and growing. But a lot of those are kids. They're not just hardcore gamers. There are a lot more kids there. And kids don't really predominantly play Xbox, right? But with that said token, you have to understand that Xbox fans don't want to feel like they're not valuable, like they're not worth anything. Because you guys putting something like Game Pass on PlayStation or Nintendo, that's for Xbox to make money, Microsoft to make money. That's not showing fans that you have respect and value for their, support of the Xbox brand and division as a console, right? Because the Xbox console is where we prefer to play. And if you're going to put it on something like, let's say, PlayStation or the Switch, but we can't play nothing that they have via Xbox Game Pass on our Xbox, then why would we buy an Xbox console, or even a PC for that matter, through Game Pass when it's a lot more pricier, right? If I could just buy it on a PlayStation, or play it on a PlayStation, or play it on a Switch via Game Pass, because I'm going to play the games they have, multiplats, plus what you guys offer. The games I like from you guys on Xbox there, right? And it will save me a whole lot of money. I wouldn't have to spend money on Xbox. Granted, I can use your console to use my existing controllers. I don't have to buy new stuff. I can use your console to play backwards compatibility. Yes. But that's it. It's basically me using it as an emulation box. Because I don't feel the need, or won't feel the need, right, to buy another console, because other consoles are trying to do more powerful consoles too. If I can buy something else, even though I may not like their product, because I don't like Nintendo and Sony the way I like Xbox, but play their stuff and play our stuff that you guys make there. That's how a lot of Xbox fans are going to feel, right? And look at it. And it has nothing to do with not wanting to let other people play games. Because I understand Nintendo don't get all the multiplats. And something like Game Pass through cloud in their services kind of makes sense, because it would help them stream more multiplats via Xbox Game Pass. And play them there when they normally wouldn't get the games. And that would make a lot of sense for Nintendo and for their fans. As long as if that's all you're going to put there, multiplats. But if you're putting the exclusives and third-party exclusives, and yet we don't get none of their third-party exclusive accessibility, or accessibility to their party exclusives, or their first party, then how is that fair to Xbox fans? How is that right to Xbox fans? You see what I'm trying to say? It's nothing about entitlement. It's not about being selfish. This is not like a situation of, oh, well, let's put it on PC. Like, let's say something like what happened with Crap, that he was upset about it, when it was Remedy really that wanted it there, right? Versus playing it on Xbox. Because a PC is not a console, right? It doesn't threaten Xbox. Plus, Windows is Xbox, part of the ecosystem. So, it's a win-win. You're just choosing to play Xbox either on a PC or an Xbox console, right? It's not like it went to PlayStation. It's not like it went to Nintendo Switch. The competitors that have their own games with their own audience, with their own consoles. You've Microsoft has already done more than enough for Nintendo, for example. They gave them accessibility to Ori, Cuphead, Super Lucky's Tales, and had Banjo star in Super Smash Bros. And even Master Chief, I think, right? Or something like that. And we got nothing in return. None of the Xbox fans or people that play Xbox on Windows, on PC, got anything. We didn't get nothing. We didn't get access to games like Bayonetta 2. We didn't get access to Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, Mad World, Sin and Punishment 2, Jumbo Safari, Ghost Squad, Astro Chain, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, all third-party games from Nintendo that they don't necessarily own, that they funded, but that is third-party through because it belongs to someone else, right? They funded it. But Microsoft also funded Cuphead and funded Ashen and funded games like Super Lucky's Tales and funded things like, Ori, right? And Ori 2. And still made their way to Nintendo with Minecraft Dungeons as well, and Minecraft made their way to PlayStation, right? In some way, shape, or form. Not all the titles, but some of them, right? So why is it that Xbox fans, why we can't get anything back? Because the MLB from PlayStation we got because the MLB is the one that owns MLB. It was never Sony. It was never Sony. And the Sony fans and the Nintendo fans never supported Xbox. They never supported Xbox. They didn't make Xbox fruitful or a platform or a console division that was fruitful the way that it is today. The same thing like they didn't support it on your Windows platform through PC or via PC either. They support their console and get privileges of their games. If they want to make more money, they have the option to put it on PC too if they want. Because they're not going to put it on an Xbox console. So that's more I'm looking at it and how I'm looking at it as an Xbox fan. This is not no fanboy thing. This is not no entitlement thing. This is not me saying I don't want gamers to play. Listen, I don't have a problem if you guys put Xbox Game Pass on the Nintendo Switch. Like I said, if it's just to put party games. And I also don't have a problem if you put third-party exclusives. As long as I see that you guys make a mandate to Nintendo to say, hey, since we're helping you out here with this, and you're going to make money and people are going to buy in your ecosystem as well, why don't you let your third-party exclusives be on Xbox Game Pass for our Xbox gamers so that they can play, or they too can play, a Bayonetta 2 if they want to play on an Xbox instead of a Nintendo Switch. Or Bayonetta 3, the upcoming title that's coming out. Then I'll say, and I'll see it as, this makes sense. This is for the gamers, for the industry to grow together, unified. Then I have no gripe whatsoever because it still leaves value to the Nintendo console and the Xbox console. Because if we still want to play our exclusives that only Xbox delivers and offers, we play it on that Xbox console or PC. And if we want to play, Nintendo gamers want to play their exclusives on Nintendo's console, they can play it only on their console as well. Or if they put it on PC, they can play it there too. I'm speaking from the heart as an Xbox fan because I really don't like what is kind of brewing. Because at the end of the day, I know it's about making money, like I said. But you guys got to remember, the Xbox division only grew and got fruitful because the Xbox fan base on your ecosystem or the ecosystem of Microsoft through Windows is what supported Xbox, the division, to grow to where it's making all the money that it's making now. And us as fans putting our hard-earned money to your ecosystem and to your consoles and your hardware and your, structure and gaming services is because we like what you guys gave us. We like that you treat us special and what you do for us via those consoles, your services, and via your Windows PC platform. That's why we pay for it. Willingly, happily, and with no hesitation. Because we know you showing us that you prioritize us as your fans and the gamers on your ecosystem. And we love that. And that's why we don't have a problem shelling out the money. It wasn't Nintendo fans. It wasn't Sony fans. So why is it that it's okay, or you guys see it okay, for them to not only benefit from the fruits of what Nintendo offers their fans or Sony offers their fans, but also the fruits of what Microsoft offers their fans, but Microsoft's fans are basically getting, for lack of a better term, a middle finger. Or an FU, so to speak, right? How is that fair to an Xbox fan that helped build the Xbox brand? You see? I am speaking from the heart because I'm an Xbox fan. But I don't like that idea without anything in return other than you guys at Microsoft just making money for your company. And then sit there and say publicly, oh, we care about our fans. Because that's not the way it looks like. Not when you're giving all the other consoles all the benefits we get that we helped built and structured through you guys by paying you for what you give us and what you offer us, and they haven't done nothing, and yet they're going to get all the benefits that we got plus what they get over there exclusively that they don't share with us as Xbox fans. You saying, Phil, you love saying, for example, that gaming should be for everyone. Everybody should be playing games. But they don't see it that way. Nintendo and Sony don't practice their practices that way. They don't see it that way. They don't behave that way. So if they can't return the favor back to us, how is that fair to fans of Xbox? I don't really see that. And I think it's a mistake. I really think you'll push away a lot of Xbox fans. And I think you'll see a big, significant drop in the Xbox division if you guys do this without considering the fans deserve something on the Xbox side. We already get treated like second step authentication, or like if we don't exist, by the Japanese market. There's so many games that never come out from Japan to Xbox because they only put it on the two Japanese consoles and treat the American market like we don't care about their products, or like we never supported their products, or we didn't make the Japanese market of gaming with their developers what it is today or relevant. Because it was America who saved gaming and made it big before anybody else. Right after the crash of Atari, when Nintendo hit the market and they deceived all of the outlets saying that it was a toy and it was really a video game console. It was Americans who embraced it. It was Americans who brought it back and saved gaming. Not anybody else. Then with the global success that came afterwards, when they saw that it was big in America, other people latched on and it did well in other places. I know my video is not going to make a difference. I know my video, Microsoft's not going to listen to me because I don't run Microsoft. But I'm talking as a true fan from the heart, and what I see, what I feel, and what I think could happen, and why I think it's not right or fair to the Xbox fans that helped build the division again, where it's fruitful and where it is today. Why are you guys at Microsoft worrying and concentrating on making somebody else's console better and more appealing than your own, or than your own ecosystem, when it was your fans that helped build it? It wasn't just you guys. It was your fans, because we bought your product. We supported your services. We support it through the ecosystem, whether it's PC or Xbox consoles. I just don't see it as something right. I know for me, it depends, but I probably will not continue to buy an Xbox console if I see that we don't get treated at least with a smidgen of respect or appreciation for what we did to build up the Xbox brand and division. But that's just me. That's not everybody. You know? And I think all Xbox fans that are true Xbox fans will understand where I'm coming from, will see where I'm coming from, and will probably agree with me. And the ones that don't, and that just say, oh, I don't care, you're just in it for whatever. You don't really care. And you don't see the bigger picture. You don't see the principle. You probably don't see the point. And then some of them is because they prefer PlayStation and Nintendo and just don't care because they see it as, well, if Microsoft makes money, that's all they care about. Then that makes it, they make it the talking point where it's a joke, where it's funny. We said it, Microsoft don't care. Because, if that's what you want to do and be only a software company where you just make games, then don't sell hardware no more. You don't need to. Why lie? Why say, yeah, the hardware division is going to be on and strong for a long time. We're dedicated to our console gamers. We love them. We know they're important. We're not going to abandon them. Like, why do that? Why say that? Why say that? And yet not really mean it, or just trying to hold back and for other things and make in the bigger picture to say something like, well, in the back of your head, it's really because you guys just want to, just make money wherever it is. That's kind of deceiving your fan base on consoles and on your ecosystem. That's a deceitful thing. That's not being honest. And that's why people like to say that, Microsoft lies sometimes, or that they try to deceive people. That's the way I would take it as a fan. And I don't do negative Xbox stuff. I don't even mean this video to come off and sound negative, because I'm not trying to be negative. I'm trying to point out a point and why, if it's done, how it should be done, being fair and thinking about the fans that build it as well. Not just give on one side and not the other, while everybody else is eating real good and benefiting. Meanwhile, on Xbox, the people that help build it, we're gonna get, like I said, the worst end of the stick, because we're not gonna play nothing from Nintendo. We're not getting nothing from Sony. We still gotta go out, buy their console on top of what we spend for you guys to get what they offer. Meanwhile, you guys are giving them what we already have over here, just because you're worrying about making more money for the Microsoft, the company, and not take into consideration that without the fans helping build Xbox and supporting it year in, year out, day in, day out, year in, year out, that the division would have been died a long time ago. As far as the Xbox division. Guys, give me a thumbs up. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs down. If you didn't like the video, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Share this video with someone you think might like it. Thank you to all those who support me day in, day out, every single day, because without you, this channel would never have any relevancy. And I love you guys very much. I am humbled to have you guys here, because without you, I would be nothing. And for all you that are new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. If you like what I do, please I invite you to subscribe, to become a Hebot fan or member or supporter, right? Because, you know, if you like what I do, I'm going to try to continue to provide to you what you want with love and kindness, because I do it from the heart. You know what I mean? And if you did subscribe for the first time, listen, thank you so much, because I know you didn't have to, but since you did, I consider you now part of my family. You want to find me on social media? I am on Twitter under Hebot Powerful Gamer. I am on Instagram under C_respect. I am locked out of Twitter for 7 days. I still need like 2 days to go, so I'll be back soon, hopefully, because of the nonsense that went on. But again, you can also find me on Xbox Live and the Nintendo Switch under Hebot 8. Those are my gamer tags. And on PlayStation, you can find me under Al Fell from Sky. And as always, if you guys ever want to help me out in any way, shape, or form, from the kindness of your heart, because you like what I do, there's a way you can do it. It's all down in the description below with my PayPal and my Patreon. Remember, you don't have to. It's all if you want to, because you like what I do. Or if you want to donate anything, you guys can donate it by hitting me up in one of those DMs through social, and we'll work out the particulars. Now, real quick, the only thing I think would probably make sense if Nintendo and PlayStation want to use Microsoft's xCloud service like Game Pass by them creating their own Game Pass on their console with their exclusives and what they offer. That would be very feasible and would make a lot of sense, and I would understand. Not our Game Pass that exists, but them creating a Game Pass for Nintendo or for PlayStation with their technology and infrastructure to their fans with their exclusives and what they offer. See you guys in the next one. See you real soon. Bye-bye.